Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you guys. We are very excited. Lots of energy in the room, as you can tell. I'm super excited about this. These guys have been working very hard for, honestly, since January for this program. So we're excited to see it all come to fruition tonight. Before we get started, I just want to throw a few reminders out as audience members. I do ask that you please stay seated and throughout the program so that everybody can see. I am making a recording. I know it won't be on your child, and that's fine. Obviously, you're allowed to record, but I just ask that you be super courteous and aware of people around you so that we all get a chance to see our babies perform tonight. I also ask that you put your phones and any other devices on silent, out of respect for the performance, of course. And remember that we are modeling excellent audience etiquette for our students. These guys don't have a lot of experience in concert settings, and all of us probably have more than they do. And it's always good to model, as every parent knows, that's the best way to educate your child. So I ask that you do that, please, out of respect for us, for the performance, and for all the hard work, and of course, respect for each other. Before we get started, also, I just want to say that this program is a little bit out of my own comfort zone, but it's good for me. And these guys have shown me that it's worth it every time. And so I'm really excited personally for you guys to see this, and I know that they're excited. So let's give our third grade a round of applause to give them some to our wild and wonderful production of The Elephant's Child. You may know Rudyard Kipling as the author of The Jungle Book, but tonight we bring you one of his other beloved tales, one filled with curiosity, adventure, and just a touch of mischief. In other words, a lot like our very own Tamarron Elementary. But just as the jungle is a place where every creature has its role, so is our school. Because as Kipling reminds us in our own Tamarron motto, the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf. So sit back, enjoy the show, and remember, whether you're in a jungle or a school, a little curiosity can lead to some truly unforgettable adventures. elephant, oh best beloved, had no trunk. He had only a blackish, bulgy nose as big as a boot that he could wriggle about from side to side, but he couldn't pick things up with it. But there was one elephant, a new elephant, an elephant's child, who was full of satiable curiosity. And he lived in Africa. Insatiable elephant's child asked a new fine question that he had never asked before.
What does the crocodile have for dinner?
And they spanked him immediately. By and by, when that was finished, he came upon the colo bird, sitting in the middle of a wait-a-bit thorn bush, and said,
My father has spanked me, and my mother has spanked me, and all my aunts and uncles have spanked me for my satiable curiosity. And I still want to know what the crocodile has for dinner.
Great, good, clean, and greasy, then talk over it. I'll sit about with beef and cheese and find out.
The very morning, this satiable elephant's child took 100 pounds of bananas and 100 pounds of sugarcane and 17 melons and said to all his dear families,
My dear families, I'm going to find out what the crocodile has for dinner.
It's not the kind of place for a child to be.
Now, you must know and understand, O best beloved, that till that very week and day and hour and minute, this satiable elephant's child had never seen a crocodile and did not know what one was like. It was all his satiable curiosity. The first thing that he found was a bicolored python rock snake curled around a rock.
Excuse me, do you happen to have seen a crocodile in these promiscuous parts? Have I seen a crocodile? What were you asking next? Excuse me, but could you kindly tell me what he has for dinner?
Then, the bicolored python rock snake uncoiled himself very quickly from the rock and spanked the elephant's child with his scalesome, flailsome tail.
That is odd because my father has spanked me and my mother has spanked me. And my uncle the giraffe and my tall uncle the giraffe and my tall aunt the ostrich. And my hippo and not to mention my broad aunt the hippopotamus and my hairy uncle the baboon have all spanked me for my satiable curiosity. And I suppose this is the same thing. Goodbye.
So he went on eating melons and throwing the rind about because he could not pick it up, till he trod on what he thought was a log of wood at the very edge of the great gray greasy Limpopo River, all set about with feeder trees. But it was really a crocodile. Oh, best beloved, and the crocodile winked one eye like this. Then the crocodile winked one eye and lifted half his tail out of the mud, and the elephant child stepped back most politely because he did not wish to be spanked again.
For I am a crocodile. Why do you ask such things?
But my father has spanked me and my mother has spanked me. Not to mention my other aunt, the ostrich, and my other uncle, the giraffe, as well as my other aunt, as well as my broad aunt, the hippopotamus, and my hairy uncle, the baboon, and this bicolored python rock snake just up the bank. And so, it is the same thing to you. I do not wish to be spanked again.
Little one, for I am
crocodile tears to show it was quite true. Then the elephant's child grew all breathless and panted and kneeled down on the bank.
Person I have been looking for all these long days. Could you please tell me what you have for dinner?
Closer and whisper.
Then the elephant's child put his head down to the crocodile's tusky, musky mouth, and the crocodile caught him by his little nose, which up to that very weekday, hour, and minute had been no bigger than a boot, though much more useful.
I think today I will begin with the elephant's child.
At this, O best beloved, the elephant's child was much annoyed, and he said, speaking through his nose like this, then the bicolored python rock snake scuffled down from the bank. And by this he meant the crocodile. This is the way the bicolored python rock snake always talked. Then the elephant child felt his legs slipping, and he said through his nose, which was now nearly 5 feet long, then the bicolored python rock snake came down from the bank and knotted himself around the elephant's child's hind legs. This he meant the crocodile. That is the way all bicolored python rock snakes always talk. And the bicolored python rock snake pulled hardest, and at last the crocodile let go of the elephant's child's nose with a plop that you could all hear up and down the Limpopo. and the elephant's child wrapped up his poor, pulled nose in cool banana leaves and hung it in the great gray green greasy Limpopo to cool.
What are you doing that for? Excuse me, but my nose is flattening out of shape, and I am waiting for it to shrink.
You will have to wait a long time. Some people do not know what is good for them.
The elephant's child sat there for 3 days waiting for his nose to shrink, but it never did. For you see, oh best beloved, the crocodile had pulled it out and it really truly shrunk, as all elephants have today.
There's not much to do when a fight is stinking you, unless you have a really truly trunk. There's not much fun, no relief from the sun, unless you have a really truly trunk. Scoop up some mud from the great Limpopo, choose a banana from the top of the tree. You'll have a friend everywhere that you'll go. That's the kind of nose for me. Before he had a clue what he was going to do, he never really knew he had a trunk for it. But now he has a flair, a nose extraordinaire, which he can really play beside the trumpet.
So the elephant's child went home across Africa, frisking and whisking his trunk. When he wanted fruit to eat, he pulled it down from the tree instead of waiting for it to fall. When he wanted grass, he plucked it up from the ground instead of going on his knees as he used to. He swished the flies away. He made a new, cool, slushy, squishy mudcap when the sun was hot. When he was lonely, he sang through his trunk, and the noise was louder than several brass bands. And he picked up the melon rinds he had dropped, for he was a tidy pachyderm. One dark evening, he came back to all his dear families, and he coiled up his trunk and said, they were very glad to see him, and immediately said, come here and be spanked for your insatiable curiosity.
No, I don't think you know anything about things. Now, show you.
Then he uncurled his trunk and knocked 2 of his dear brothers head over heels. Where did you learn that trick? They said. And what have they done to your nose? Well, it looks very ugly, said his hairy uncle, the baboon.
It does, but it's very useful.
And all his dear families went off one by one to the banks of the great gray green greasy Limpopo River, all set about with fever trees to borrow new noses from the crocodile. When they came back, nobody spanked anybody anymore, and ever since since that day, all the elephants you will ever see besides that will have trunks precisely like the trunk of the satiable elephant's child. Such an awesome job today. Sorry, that is not supposed to keep going. Another round of applause. That was awesome. Obviously, this does not happen overnight. Shh, third grade, hang on just a few more minutes, guys. We've been working on this, like I mentioned earlier, since January, and they have loved the music every step of the way, and in the last 2 weeks, we really added a lot to it, and they have just taken it all like champions. So I'm really, really proud of them. So third grade, I want to say thank you from me to you. I really appreciate working with you guys. It was so much fun, and hey, we got more to come, right? All right. Our art teacher, Coach Persh and Coach Lopez, our PE teachers, Miss Fowler, our librarian, and Miss Torres, our computer lab teacher. Level 0, third grade. They graciously give me their specials time over the last week or so and a half. And again, I could not have done that without them. Miss Gobble helped with all the decorations. Our Coach Persh helped with a lot of the, some of the movements and stuff. And all the teachers just help with everything. So I am so blessed to be a part of an amazing team, and I could not do this without them. I also want to thank our third grade teachers. Y'all are so awesome. You're amazing ladies. They work very hard for these students. So I appreciate them as well, because again, I could not do this without them. Our custodial team, which set up all our chairs tonight, they're going to tear them all down, keep our school clean. Thank you, custodians, Miss Norma, and your team if you're in here. Thank you guys. For all they do to support me in my room, all the specialist teachers, and just what they do for our school, because they are doing such a good job this year, and I'm really, really glad to be a part of the team. So let's give them a hand too.
I first want to thank you all for coming out, but I think that we need to give Mr. Lewis an amazing round of applause for what he did. I am super proud of Mr. more instrumental, and I'm always like, when are more programs, bring us programs. So I am super pumped about this. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as we have. Thank you.
So here's what I want to do for dismissal, because obviously we got to do this in a concerted way. Okay, so we are going to stay up here, and I ask that you guys, for just like maybe 2 or 3 minutes at the most, I'm going to allow you to get pictures. I do need you to stay behind the cones and take a picture from back there, just so we don't crowd, because then we will be getting out of here. Please listen really carefully to how the dismissal is going to work. And teachers, if you could also listen as well. Miss Rabayo's homeroom, Miss Reyes' homeroom, and Miss Frias' homeroom, y'all are going to go to the computer lab. Miss Allen, can we get someone to unlock that, please? Thank you. And Miss Pruitt, Flores, Gonzalez, Peters, and Ledesma, we're all going to be in the library for dismissal and pickup. If you could please send one adult to pick up your student, one parent, because it's going to be really crowded and we need y'all to just help us out with that. One parent, again, Rabayo,